What is up, everybody? This is MPK or Mr. Pretty Kitty, for those that don't know who I am, coming at you with another casual stream this time. We're going to be getting a lot of people in here to just discuss the game, TFH, what's going on, gameplay, characters, things like that. Discuss any issues they have, any concerns, or answer any questions that they have too. So getting started, we're going to go ahead and bring in Amaron. Say hello, Amaron. All right, going to bring in K9. Say hello, K9. Gonna bring in Mostly Harmless. Say hello. And one of my old OG friends, Zero Paradox. Say hello, Zero. All right, so today we're just gonna be talking about TFH, playing some games, and just having some general fun here. Gonna go ahead and just get it started by just bringing in Amaron for a match, and we're just gonna see if anyone here has any questions or any things they like to discuss or any concerns they have about the game. And no one says anything. That's great. Yeah, there's absolutely no script for this. Unscripted at all. Okay, so the Discord seems like it's not picking up through, so give me a second and I'll fix that. It's literally not picking up Discord. Okay. It's the best. Don't you agree?
So good.
Never seen perfection before.
Our voices heard.
Okay, yeah, there's working out. I can see it on the LBS.
All right.
I see Keith has gone to the dark side of the floof. You know, when I first started this game, it was actually you that got me into playing Oleander, just because I saw all the crazy things you could do with the fireball, teleport mix-ups, teleported around start.
Yeah, Oleander can do a lot of stuff. Sorry.
She used to be a lot more broken when she is now, because last patch, her teleports, her grounded A and grounded B teleports actually costed a magic meter. What do you think about these changes, Keith?
I honestly agree with them wholeheartedly, because it's a little bit too much for her to be able to do all the wall stuff she has going on. Oh, that's a nice punish. But she can put an entire wall on screen and then move the wall around if she needs it. And then being able to be the most mobile character in the game is a little much.
I know that she had some thread changes too. Did you go over that for us?
They were mostly balance changes, fixes, and not actually balance changes. Because Fred was able to actually just do whatever he wanted, whether or not Oleander got hit or not.
Yeah, the block stamina, because how it works right now is that if Oleander's hit while Fred is out and doing an action, he just immediately stops. I know one thing that doesn't follow those rules is Palm's Mama Dog.
I am grateful.
She still does her counter.
Which I'm pretty grateful for, to be honest. Both the Fred and the Mama Dog thing.
That's that
And
bias.
Oleander's a tough matchup for me, personally. I don't know if other Palms can vouch for it.
That was a great intro, by the way.
It is tough because I can't play the game at the same time.
It is. It's a skill you gotta develop over time. I talk too much when I play.
I only ever talk when I'm getting comboed, which means I actually talk a lot.
Gotcha.
All these games.
So besides me, I actually don't want to talk about myself. Has the game affected any of your personal growth? In any way?
I know for me personally, I used to play fighting games, specifically a game called Multi-Blood, a lot when I was in grade school. And I always took it pretty casually. You know, it was back in the button mashing days, not really sure how to play or what to make of the game. But lately, when I saw this game, right, back when it used to be the game that must not be mentioned, redacted. I got really interested in it, and there's something special I think about fighting games that encourage you
to get better.
Yeah, to just grow as a person, because you're not gonna get better at them unless you change the way you approach things. And I think that's really, I don't know, something amazing about that.
I wholeheartedly agree. Miss all the shots you don't take, right?
Basically.
Yeah, I think TFH opened up a lot of doors here. Like, the amount of support and stuff I've seen TFH go through was, like, insane.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I didn't get to see it.
I'm
sorry, I didn't get to see it, but I did. I am in the community, and I did see its growth now, and I actually do enjoy it.
Honestly, it's the community that I really love, especially when this is actually my first real fighting game apart from the other. But yeah, it's kind of a shame to say that when it came out, and even sometimes these days, I have not been getting a lot of sleep just trying to get better, and even having friends just tell you, let's go to sleep, or just go to sleep.
Yeah.
It shows that everyone cares.
I've been known to no-life the game for a little bit. Like, when it first went into beta, I pretty much no-lifed it for a good while just to figure out how to play. Let me go ahead and go through the intros one more time, because I don't think anyone heard voices. Gonna start from top to bottom. Coming in with that Oleander play earlier is Amaron. Say hello, Amaron.
Hey guys.
All right, coming in with the Velvet is K9.
Hey guys.
And then with the Palm, mostly harmless. and one of my OG friends, Maximum Theory Crafter, Zero Paradox.
Hey everyone.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and see if we can just play some more matches here so we can get something going on screen.
I'm not prepared.
So, like, one thing I've been trying to practice, like, heavily is
of course.
punishing, like, raw air teleport from Oleander.
Oh, I have.
Because, like, doing 6A, like, just on either side is fantastic. It just feels so good to get the hit.
I use JA.
That mirror.
Oh, I love this mirror. It's my favorite mirror.
It's the best mirror. AK9 is like the player that taught me, listen, son, if you're gonna air teleport, you better have a plan after it.
To be honest, yeah. Because nothing is being done.
My plan when I get a teleport deed, unplug the controller. Yeah, that works.
Every time.
No, that's when Frank comes out.
Yo, shoutouts to Umbro for teleport D, by the way.
Yay!
Oop, mouth.
I just want to admit I don't play enough of this game as I should, and I watched the start of this mirror, and both of you backed ass in high school. Now
That's about it.
I hate this mirror just looking at it. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, no. That's fine. I didn't want to win the first round.
Oh, that DP was great. I clipped that.
Generate.
Sorry.
Don't touch.
So, what's your mindset in Velvet versus Velvet? What's the goal here for the matchup to win it? Since you're both stoner
For
characters.
me, it's getting Velvet to panic.
Which I do not.
So let's say that you do encounter a player that keeps their cool and doesn't panic. How do you move onwards there to try to make them make mistakes?
Both dogs. Oh wait, Velvet.
Both dogs.
I guess that's icicles.
More icicles. It's not enough more icicles. I know one thing that Velvet does that gets a lot of players is kind of throw a snowflake at the end of her block strings. And I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but personally that always gets me every single time. Because I just don't expect that snowflake at the end.
That's funny.
Oh well, you didn't see that. Okay. I didn't mean to do that, but you know.
I broke you without breaking a sweat. Player
What I
one
do in
wins.
Velvet Mirrors is pretty much do less than the other
Where to
Velvet
from
until
here?
they
Yeah.
do something where I can like move forward. Cause like
That's
they'll
about
do
what
a
I
lot
do.
of
That just
zoning
breaks the
things to try to
ice.
chip me out. But you can just pretty much up back all of that and then do like air,
Round
heavy,
one.
icicle, and then I can move forward. Cause then they'll be like hesitant.
Some of that wasn't even up back. You were just like aggressively respecting him from like full screen. I like that a lot.
Yeah, right there, round start, both of them jumped into each other, but both respected each other and didn't really push a button. I know if it was me, I would have pushed that J2C. Easy.
That would be ridiculously tempting, yes.
As soon as possible. I'm not gonna roll in, I swear.
Yo, get
Oh, okay.
City!
Okay. I can't let you disrespect it. So.
Round two.
Yo, Shatter C is the best mix-up. Changed my mind.
Oh yeah, that's just
It's unblockable.
definitely
It's not
unblockable.
something you can always get hit.
Okay.
Ah, you little.
Why you don't talk?
So how long did it take you guys to perfect that throw into icicle?
Yo, I just do it like I don't practice anything, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
Super humble, by the way.
Like I don't practice this really. I just do it like once or twice after I see it, and then that's it.
Did you see it, bro?
Like Mao and things like that.
Oh.
Oh.
So what are the instances that Velvet's DP being her Dragon Punch maneuver of her magic, punishable other than jumping?
You may have my autograph now. Player one.
I would say on
wins.
Wake Up, but I don't use it on Wake Up anymore because
Yeah.
everyone just adapted to it.
Yeah, you really don't want to do
Where
it on
to
Wake
from
Up.
here?
But I know that it is actually plus on block. Correct me if I'm
Just
wrong.
declare
Yeah, it's
me
absolutely
the
fun.
winner.
Yeah.
But
So the only real way to
Round
punish it
one.
is by like jumping over it, right?
yeah, you
Yeah.
can't punish it even if you instant block it unless you like air instant block it. You keep doing icicle and jumping forward like it'll like make me afraid to do anything.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, the other side jump.
Like, see,
Ooh.
don't do that.
I'm gonna
It's
keep
not
doing it.
voluntary. Okay, you understand now.
I understand.
Oh, you didn't understand.
I tried to tag, nah.
You keep doing that. You could have confirmed I'm the 5C.
I know I could have. The icicle kind of scared me for whatever reason. Hey,
I am super out of the loop. You can make that low safe.
Yeah.
yep.
About to play this character.
Oh, dude, he blocked Shatter C.
Oh no! Oh my God! What a legend,
Why are you such a god, dude?
dude! I'm a god.
It's
No,
over
oh my
now.
god, what are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Good for you too.
I tagged that.
Oh
bro.
yeah? Your mom's a
You
god.
just take it and you got hit.
Round two. Fight.
Ooh, I just saw that mispunish.
Oh, I tried to beat it.
here.
Oh, I didn't take it.
Ooh, damn.
Oh yeah, have you gotten your mix box yet, Keith?
It's on its it's on its way somewhere.
Okay.
Dude, Kita's about to become like Ultra Instinct after he gets that. I'm scared.
Ah, you little.
Have you played on stick before?
Yeah.
Like with those kinds of buttons? Okay.
yeah.
What makes you prefer keyboard over stick?
It's what I started with Multi Blood.
Yo, shoutouts.
What have we here?
Shout out to 2-way matching.
Grab. All right.
For
Shout
me,
out to the French bread.
oh,
Not me, go ahead.
for me, keyboards are like all I ever used, and
Get in the freaking
all
corner.
I have ever used. Don't really.
Nah.
What I use.
You little,
Get in the corner.
you little.
What are you doing?
Holy moly, that's a lot of DP.
It's a lot of dragon punch.
Oh,
You
So,
may
like,
have my autograph now.
all I really do in this
Player
game as
one
Velvet is I
wins.
cover things. Like I don't really do like mix-ups or anything, but I just cover like either approaches or my own approach.
Let us break the ice.
that makes sense.
Because like a lot of people do like icicles to chip out, and I don't do
Round
that. I just do
one.
it to make myself plus.
Wonderful.
I just trap the opponent with bicycles and going.
Like I'm not afraid of icicle because I can like crouch under it or move. Like I can navigate through it.
Yeah, there's no reason to be scared of icicles in all honesty.
Come here. Aw.
Oh, what was
You
that?
did Shatter Seed.
What was that?
Like you got hit and did Shatter Seed out of it.
What was that?
Did you slip?
That's not
Wait,
right, was
what?
it?
I know one thing that's easy to forget against playing Velvet is to always cover your jump input immediately with a block. Because if you don't, that leaves you really susceptible to getting hit by a snowflake, and afterwards getting hit by a bunch of icicles in your face.
Excuse you. Excuse you.
Actually, I did. Okay, I'm not rolling anymore.
It's over now.
Headshot.
I couldn't beat it. I tried to slide under it.
Now.
I'm like, he's going for the snowflake.
Yeah, because like Snowflake and the super, and that
Round
would have been it.
2.
Yeah.
Fight.
How do you feel about Velvet's chip damage combined with how cross cancer currently works? Some people think it's a little bit too powerful of a way of her to closing out rounds. What's your guys' opinion on the matter?
For chip damage?
Yeah, because like, you know, cross cancer, just basically you do it once, you do it twice, the opponent's now basically all red except the silver of health, and basically one hit with an icicle will just kill them.
Yeah.
Watch your toes.
I'm trying to win real quick. Hold up. This man.
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
So don't ever
How's it
tech
good for you
against
too?
Velvet in the corner.
Player 1 wins.
Not forward, okay.
No,
I'm not taking.
at all, really. You can neutral tech, but then you're
Rematch?
getting like losing all that juggle decay. So just don't tech at all, really.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But
Like because
personally,
you're trying
I'm
to
just
get
not
out of the
afraid.
corner, but there's no danger to being in the corner against
Round
Velvet.
1. Fight.
I didn't experiment, but there isn't really. She's just the honest character.
Why, you little.
Oop.
Did you slip?
Shatter Shatter. I saw it like last second.
KO.
Oh, I got hit by Shatter Seed.
Hey, it's unblockable. I couldn't do anything about it.
Round 2. Fight.
Confirms. Let's go.
Why, you little.
You are asleep.
I just woke up. Not gonna lie.
Oh, I could have blocked that. There you go. Stagger those strings.
See, K9 is part of the legendary 5 AM crew.
Legendary 5 AM.
Legendary.
DJ Lab says, how do you guys learn block strings from rushdown characters like Tina and Pap?
Like in general, for yourself, or fighting against them? Because that could be any of those 3. How do you guys learn block strings from characters like Tina and Pat?
If you're talking about how to perform
yourself.
block strings as Tina and Paps, one good way of doing it is on the Fighting Fanatics channel itself. We have lots of
Be
the
ashamed,
Magic
you were
Series
beaten by
tournament
the
that happens
best.
once a month.
Player 1 wins.
Block strings are basically when you pressure your
Where to
opponent
from
with a
here?
combination of buttons, like going up to your opponent's face and pressing A, B, and C in continued motion and not giving them a chance to react. And if they let go of block at any
move.
time
Stop.
when you're pressing these
Sit.
buttons, you'll basically hit.
Stay.
Feel free to correct
Round
me if I'm
one.
messing up the definitions.
Fight.
But on the channel, we have VODs of the Magic Series, the monthly tournament that happens here, and watching that and seeing how top-level Paprikas and Tianhos perform their block strings is a pretty good way of learning it.
Oh yeah, TNs.
Get him. Hooray.
Trying to come up with my own answer as someone who, again, doesn't play enough of this game. I think what's the word I should use? The general rule that you're going for with a block string is not just to like hit buttons so that your string ends with you being able to throw out as many options as you want. Because there are people, not in this game necessarily, but there are people who are just like, okay, I'll just do my whole Magic Series, right? And that's a block string.
Hold you accountable for any
The whole point of
damage
your
done to
block
my
string
flute.
is to create advantage, like to take advantage
Round 2.
of the position you're in
Fight.
and give your opponent enough of a disadvantage where you're going to be able to get a hit, right? Because if you just do like the same safe block string over and over, right? Then yeah, you're safe. Congrats. But the other guy's just going to block that, right? You want to create a situation where the other guy has to start guessing, is he going to use that advantage to go for some situation, right? Like during that block string, is he going to go for a throw? Is he going to go for an overhead, a cross up, right? So when you're making a block string, your job is to not just look at like what's safe in that block string. You want to look at your character's options to try to figure out, okay, where can I break away in this like safe string that I have to start getting even more of advantage, while also like you're going to put yourself at like a bit of a risk as you do that, right? Because obviously if you're throwing away that block string for a second to do something like you know, like an overhead, right? Typically you're not just going to get that overhead for free, right? Like if you're going for an overhead with Arizona, you are taking the risk that that's going to get blocked and you're going to get punished, right? So you're not going to go for that every time in every string. You want to create block strings though, where it's ambiguous as to where that 6B is ever going to come, right? So that you're not relying on it, but the opponent still has to be afraid of it. I can't really talk about that for Tina and Pap specifically, but that's the general idea behind block strings. You want
Final
to
round.
keep your advantage for as long as you can, and you want to make sure that the opponent knows that you can use that advantage to blow them up with a mix-up option. That's how I would put it.
Yo, let's go, K9.
I'm glad we have a palm on the screen for all of that. So I hate palm mix-ups.
Palm mix-ups, they're not too bad.
They're not too bad, but Hammett makes me hold all of them, and I hate it. So I just have to stare at him.
Dude, Hammett was like the first person I played, and his palm, right? When I heard his palm, I was like, palm can do these things? What's going on?
I love seeing good palm.
Yeah,
Especially
Hawk
Hammett,
can
to be
do a lot of things. I think mine's kind of predictable, but if anything's possible, yeah.
See, like the thing was, like even with like a predictable palm, right? It like once you're in the corner versus dogs, just like you could be whoever. I still have to guess.
Oh, I didn't get the meaty throw.
Like you put people in the corner with palm, and like they're human just like anyone else.
No.
In this game, like I definitely respect this character too much, but in the corner,
Yo, that comeback, let's go. These mix-ups are great.
Palm
Oh my
wins.
God.
Rematch.
the issue I have right now is that my normal combo is unsafe if blocked, so I have trouble switching to a safe combo
Please
if blocked
be
from my
gentle
regular
with
combo.
me.
How should I not do that?
Round
Wait,
Wait,
one.
what was the question?
Fight.
It's in the chat. You can read it.
In the chat.
Oh, okay, that's
That's
fine.
nice to be.
Here, boy. Stop. Second.
Okay. So that would mostly just be the topic of hit confirming, right? The start of your block string, you want to keep that as safe as possible. But it should also, like, the beginning of your block string should lead into a combo if you get the hit. But if you notice that they're blocking, you can stop before you get to the unsafe part of your string, which is the active hit confirming. You want to have a block string that you can hit like the first like 2-3 buttons, right? And you can see in those 2 or 3 buttons whether or not you got the hit or not. If they're just blocking it, then you stop for a second, right? Like in your head, you're just, okay, they're blocking it, right? I can't finish the combo. I can't go for like my, I don't know, frame data in this game, so like my unsafe 5C, right? Because that'll end my turn, right? So you can do something as simple as just like 2 jabs. And especially in this game, because hit stun is like super high, you can just go for like 2 jabs and you'll be able to confirm visually, oh, okay, I hit them with my 2 jabs, I'm gonna keep going. Whereas if you just go for 2 jabs regularly and they're blocking it, you can just like, oh, okay, yeah, I have to stop here, right? Or I can just start doing like a specific string that's like safer or leads to a mix-up. So if you're doing like a combo and you're trying to use that as a block string, you should try to figure out what part of that is unsafe or is getting you hit,
Over now.
and you should cut it down to the point where you're like, okay, this is the safe part of my string. This is my hit confirmation tool.
Round 2.
See, that's why I have Zero here. He's really good at explaining. Pop low.
I would, but
how
I'm
can you look at this? This palm destruction.
Yeah, or
this-
check them into opening up. Yeah.
Harmless. Show us a real palm.
If you insist. After we
Actually, just real quick, yeah, that's actually important. That that has a lot to do with what I was saying earlier. You're going to be going for those. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
confidence? I wasn't sure what you were getting at.
Oh no, because the way you trick people into making into opening themselves up is by letting them know that you're gonna go for the safe string, right? So like you don't want to do it all the time, right? Like the safe string over and over, because then they're just gonna like know, okay, that's all you got, right? You want to go for that safe string enough where the idea is now in their head, right? They're like, okay, I can't hit buttons because he's doing a safe string, right? And then once you have an idea of what the reaction to your safe string is, right? Like maybe they just keep holding down back, right? If they just keep holding down back, you can be like, okay, would they take a throw, right? So now you go for the safe string, and then you stop that, you go for a throw, right? They tech it, okay, now I know that they're gonna tech throws, right? And then you keep testing them with that safe string, right? So if they're free to like overheads, then you need to figure out, okay, if I pause in the string here, do they get ready to up back, right? Because some people will just be like, oh, okay, this character has great overheads, so I'm gonna just start up backing, right? And if you notice that, then you can start on your next string, right? Knowing that, and go in and be like, okay, I'm just gonna go for an extra low here, right? And you can do that because your safe string allows you the time to keep your advantage, figure out what the opponent is doing just by looking at them, and then if you know what they're doing, right, but you can't get the mix up the first time, right? You just end the string, right? And then the next time you take that information, you use that against them, right? So it's just like, okay, this guy always starts holding back instead of down back. I'm gonna hit him with a low because I know he's not gonna block that. Or this guy seems like he wouldn't take a throw because you're going for like a frame trap or something. Then you start going for more throws. So you gotta build up that data with the safer strings as well. That's why you don't want to be doing just like your whole combo string, because not only does that mean that you're gonna be giving up your pressure, but you're not actually looking at what your opponent is doing to try to pull them up for it, right? And again, the whole reason why that works is because if you're safe, the opponent has to respect a multitude of options from you, right? Whereas if you just do the same string over and over, they're gonna realize very quickly, oh, okay, this guy's pressure is whatever.
Yeah. Also, this palm play is fantastic, yo. Let's go.
No.
Again, I'm really
working
happy
so
for the
hard
palm
right
play.
now. I'm
I
working so
just
hard.
woke
You have
up.
no idea.
I just woke up. Don't even play.
That was a nice 5C.
5C's bad. I hate 5C. They need to take it out the game. Everyone just ducks under it.
I was about to say.
Nah. I got my eyes open.
So,
Maybe asleep with
to
my eyes
clarify,
open.
did you want me to fight next, or
Do we need more godlike palm play?
Yeah, we need.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
I don't
need
know
a
about
godlike
godlike.
palm.
No, it's too late. I'm hyping you up.
Aw, thanks. Appreciate it.
Promise, I know you can do it. I believe in you.
Yo, Harmless had some really good commentary in the tournament yesterday, though.
Kind of did.
The shadow commentary on stream. So Zero, I have a question for you that some people may also be wondering. Sometimes, and you may have noticed it in the Velvet versus Palm that's going on right now, when a character does an attack in the air and then lands, they can't guard against the attack of the enemy player that's already on the ground. Why is that?
Pretty sure. So this is where my knowledge base gets questionable, because I'm just like, I know the answer, but not the words. I think Keith talked about it already. That's trip guard, and I don't want to give an explanation of that because I don't want to give a poor explanation of that.
I'll explain
yeah.
it. So
Okay.
Round 2.
oh my god, I gotta focus so hard on this.
Yeah.
Right.
Give Keith a minute, because he definitely has the answer.
Oh, the combos, by the way.
Oh my god, I just found a way to survive an Ollie Super at this chippy thing.
In the short term, that's I'm not sure if that's how it works in this game, but that sounds a lot like trip guarding, where actually no, does that mean that this game doesn't have trip guard? Okay, now I'm actually thinking about it.
This game does have trip guard.
This game does have trip guard. Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely not the best person to answer that.
I remember that the
DP's
word
bad.
intuitive is like counterintuitive to what it means.
Yeah, the meaning, well, the way it gets used is counterintuitive to what it actually means. Because when it gets used, it means that it's usually when it gets used, people are saying that it's there, but what they actually mean is that it's not in effect. But they say the word anyway, because they're like bringing up the concept. And most people know what that means, so they just keep saying, "Oh yeah, he got trip guarded," but it actually means that trip guard wasn't in effect when people get hit in those type of situations. But honestly, like I just like when I play,
Gotcha.
I'm mostly just thinking about like the other player. I should think more about like system mechanics and stuff like that, but since I don't, again, I can't really answer that question.
So the way trip guard works is if you're doing it, okay, let me see the correct way to explain it, because I explained this like 3 times already. But basically, in if you look at like Street Fighter type games, you can see where like a character does a jump in normal or jump in attack or something, and the character that's still on the ground does like something like a sweep or 2C to get the reference for it, and the jumping attack gets punished and they get hit by the sweep on the way down. So the way it works is there's a thing called trip guard, which guards you from trips. It's that protection where you can do an empty jump or just jump in with not doing an attack, and it protects you from landing into buttons and taking the hit. Because I think there's landing recovery. So basically that landing recovery is protected from trips, aka trip guard. So if you do a air normal, that trip guard is now gone. So if you land that landing recovery phase, you are susceptible to getting hit by attacks. So a lot of times you'll see characters like do backdash, like any Arizona players against Tina would do like backdash against like instant air dash JC, that jumping heavy from her, and catch the trip guard with like 2B or sweep or something. That's a really good tactic to use in TFH actually. Mostly against characters with like really big air normals like Oleander and Palm, because you can trip guard Palm's JC, you can trip guard Oleander's like JC and JB, even J2C if they misplace it.
This place is like too low to the ground.
Yeah, so if they do it like really high in the air like Palm's JC and they miss, you can dash up and punish it if they're landing from it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and watch someone else play here so we can actually get some questions answered. I'll watch Harmless so we can get some more Palm.
Oh, I got a black screen. That is beautiful.
It's the best, isn't it? I get it all the time.
But against 2.
You gave me a black screen. I won one, and then you're like, nope. Game's done.
Howdy, darling. This
Okay.
guy, he's my homeboy. I like him.
Okay, so that palm match was amazing, K9.
Was it?
I was had to focus so hard because the palm
just
versus
stop?
Velvet match was probably like so much in Velvet's favor to me.
Round one.
Yeah, it
Not
really is.
Not like
Fight.
a 7-3 match, but it's definitely at least like 5-5 or 6-4 in Velvet's
I want to
favor.
say 40.
Ugh, that overhead. I'm having flashbacks to playing Hammett like 1,000 times. Oh no.
Fightin.
No, the cross
Oh.
up. So like, I still think that Palm's counter play isn't completely optimized yet. Because even Hammett is like still figuring things out, and like a lot of things Hammett does aren't on block. Like a lot of his stuff are setups, not like block strings or anything like that.
Yeah.
What I've been trying to do is figure out block strings, how to use like Digger and stuff in neutral, and then like still Hammett setups.
I think Digger is really good in all honesty.
Yeah, Digger's hitbox is actually a lot larger, like higher than the visual would make
Yeah,
it think.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really big. It catches a lot of Tina stuff. It catches a lot of like trying to punish palm buttons.
Mhm.
I mostly like use Foxy into like Digger calls to make myself safe, but also to get Digger, because that means if I put you in the block string, I get a free summon if you're blocking.
Oh yeah, because of the hits.
Yeah,
Or,
because of
how long the move is.
the block stun or the hit stuns, like whatever.
Ooh,
like, if you-
unblockable.
Oop, yep, unblockables. Let's go.
Harmless putting in work.
KO.
These are
Oh,
a
no.
few of
Is
my favorites.
is 6B the fastest overhead past
Tina's entire
Tianho?
existence is the
Round
fastest overhead.
Fight.
Yeah.
Like
No,
after
no, no, no,
Tianho, Arizona 6B is the fastest, right?
Yeah,
No,
it's the fastest.
it's Arizona. I mean, it's Velvet's actually. Velvet's over there.
That's about
Yeah, that
Shadow.
JA is the fastest.
Like, wow. Oh my god.
Like TK Icicle, JA, it's extremely
Unbeatable.
Wow, look how fair that super is.
It can now be countered by a bunch of supers. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know, but it's just like yeah, it still feels super my turn.
It's absolutely my turn still, yeah. Like, if you want to cross counter her super now, you still get hit by, like, the back end puppy.
Yeah, which is fine. It doesn't do that much damage.
But if you're, like, within chip out range, you'll die.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of a gamble.
To me, lass.
Like someone here was asking about like what do people think about like Velvet being able to do that with like
He doesn't fall for that.
like last second icicle after doing like 2 cross counters.
Yeah.
I feel like for her, like that's something you kind of just have to consider, right? Because it's just like, okay, yeah, she's gonna zone me out and then this damage. Oh no. Oof.
Oh, no.
But yeah, like
Y'all
Yeah, go ahead.
recruiting for a honeymoon.
I
Sorry.
honestly don't agree with chip outs in
Arizona
this game right now.
wins. Rematch.
Okay.
But, like, just because
KO.
that red health isn't a factor in chipping out. Because,
Okay.
like, cross counter does so much red health. If you do 2 cross counters, that's pretty much a small B&B's worth of damage if you take, like, any chip afterwards.
It is.
And it is kind of ridiculous because like Pap, Arizona, Velvet get a lot of leeway from just doing cross counter a couple times and then doing like super.
yeah, Arizona
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Like in Arizona gets like the most chip in the game. Like she gets the most chip in chip out situations that I've seen so far.
Oh yeah, for sure with hard headbutt, I believe, and a super.
It's not even. It's like stomp into medium or heavy stomp into
Well-
heavy headbutt into EX headbutt. Into
Yeah,
super,
all that.
all of that. And if you don't have any meter to cross counter that, you just got hit.
You're done.
For like you just got
You're
ate a
taking that.
B&B.
Glad I'm not the only one annoyed by that.
I'm really annoyed by chip outs like that. I really wish like red health was taken into effect with it because like a lot of deaths just come from getting like thrown out of like so say you're in the corner and you just put someone that's out of the corner in block stun and they cross counter you in the corner and then you wake up buttons again, they cross counter again, and if you tech roll at all, you just got thrown and died.
Exactly.
Turning off the game is the
A
fastest.
lot of
move
this is
on.
zombie.
I'm not wrong.
It's
That
not
is.
wrong.
Oh, F4 is always an option.
I think TFH was like the equalizer for me in terms of fighting games. Just because like I did a lot of things in other games that I didn't understand until I started playing TFH. like the importance of defense, like completely, like the importance of like set play and things like that, and then
Oh yeah.
like actually doing things to get the win, using all of your resources and mechanics in the game to secure a win or something, and pretty much just working on that execution because like the movement in TFH is so much more than what people are doing currently.
Mhm.
Like say when I watch Amaron, he's doing a lot of walking around, which is great, but against characters like Tina and things like that, you really want to like bump up like bump
Yeah,
up
you
the
wanna
beat
really wanna
splash
move
right there. You really
stuff.
need to like
You
pick up
stand
the
still, you're
pace.
getting crossed. Especially by Tian.
Yeah, if you watch me playing Tina, I'm doing a lot of backdashing, a lot of TK spark into jumping back into something just to get away to keep like that wall up.
Exactly.
There's some insane players like Dom. Dude, I don't know. He does wave dashing so consistently, so insanely. I feel like I'm playing against Tianho when I fight his Oleander.
Yeah, but then you realize you don't really have nothing to like worry against Oleander except 6C. But then if you block it, that's a free punish, and even then you can like jab it out. So I understand the uses of wave dash with Oleander, but I don't usually use it much in my play because I don't need it.
To be honest, a lot of this is beyond me. That's why.
Yeah, I just got the notepad out. Thanks for all this.
Thanks for the information.
So like when like the different like Dom plays a lot more aggressive than I do as Oleander, and I think that gets him hit more often than not. Because when I play Dom, we like it's intense sets, but he's like running into things a little bit more often than I am, and but I'm like missing some anti-air sometimes or making some bad decisions. So like he's a fantastic player, but some of the stuff that he does that I don't do, I don't really agree with doing. Like using like air TK air spark light into a jumping button to get like an instant overhead kind of situation. I absolutely don't believe that's real at all. Because characters like Palm can 2B that, Oleander can 2B that or 6A it. Pap doesn't care because she's doing teleport on wake up anyway.
To be fair, Pap doesn't care at all.
Tina doesn't care about it because 7D and all of her buttons can like anti-air, and if Oleander gets hit, her spark goes away anyway. And then at that point, Tina's not even on the ground. Arizona
When is
doesn't
she ever on the ground?
like Arizona doesn't care because EX headbutt or counter and super all destroy that. And like Velvet, she's nowhere near that anyway, so she doesn't care. And even then, she can like do super and punish that, or do
Right.
like DP, and that's pretty much just a gone setup anyway. But things like I think that's the only thing I really don't agree with Oleander play. It's just the TK spark to get in. Because you can pretty much just do like TK spark into light teleport or like any teleport or just follow it along. You don't have to do like the button with it. And I normally just like I figured out the way I play Oleander 0. I actually figured it out like right before the stream. So
The secret tech.
do you 0? Do you remember Ultra Street Fighter 4 Sagat?
Yeah. Why?
Give him Bison's teleport, and that's pretty much how I play Oleander. Because like I've seen a lot of similarities from some of his normals and the normals I pick and choose with Oleander. Like standing light kick from Sagat is pretty much my jab. Standing hard kick is pretty much 5C and 2B, and like depending on the situation. Because like Sagat can just throw out standing heavy kick and stuff any approach for the most part. His crouching medium kick is kind of similar to 5B. It's not the button you want to go to all the time, but it's there in case you need it to get a little bit of extra range. Like you'll want to use like standing light kick for the most part for that. Fireballs, you can pretty much see the similarities there. And then teleport, giving him like an escape option if he needs it. That's pretty much like a better backdash and a Bison teleport with Sagat.
Yeah. Because I'm just thinking like, it might actually like based on like what I play with you, it might even be more than that. Like I'm kind of thinking like more like less just the teleport dash and more like some of what they did with Street Fighter 5 Bison with Sagat. I see that a lot in how you play. Because I think like with how you play Ollie, you have more options than like a Sagat does, even like Street Fighter 4.
So it's pretty much like Street Fighter 5 Bison with Sagat stuff.
Yeah.
Like Fireball or something. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Which is a disgusting image, by the way, but that's
it's
what
an
it is.
absolutely disgusting image. Oh, that put a bad taste in my mouth.
Unfortunately, a player like me doesn't really have a reference for that.
Yeah, no, I play Smash.
comparison.
Imagine like a let's see. Let's do give F.A.O.K.O. like an air fireball, all of her orbs, but have like Lynn's teleport. Like one of the Lynn's teleport that goes like behind
Oh, the kitty
backwards.
teleport.
Yeah, the kitty teleports, and then give her better buttons, like bigger buttons. That's pretty much Oleander. Chaotic says, how do you guys separate games when switching between fighting games?
I play Smash, so it's pretty easy for me to separate the games. Sometimes
Yeah,
I just need to warm up a little.
Playing Slap City is pretty easy to switch between, but like games like Street Fighter 5 and things like that. So don't mock Slap City. It's really good.
Bro, I can't even switch between characters. Sometimes I've actually tried to bark with Oleander or maybe Peacock or Philia. I might have tried to bark with them.
Yeah, like the only problem I had with switching between games is like in Dragon Ball Fighter Z, I tried push blocking for so long. It's just so sad. It needs push block. But switching games, I think that comes with like the amount of experience you have playing games overall. Like if you played a lot of fighting games over the years, it's pretty much easy to switch between games. Like if you if you see like CEO Gaming today, you can see pretty much like win Blaze Blue Central Fiction while also playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z and not miss a beat.
Mm-hmm.
So you know he's been playing a good while, but I think it's getting exposed to a bunch of games, getting that experience playing different games helps you switch between them.
For me, personally, yeah, and I kind of like go out of my way to do this. I think it's important to separate the fundamentals that you have from game to game, and kind of like take that out of a specific game, so that you're not just like really good at like TFH and then you go and play something else and you're just like, oh wait, what I do in TFH doesn't work at all in this game. Because the way like any different game works, like even if you're playing like similar stuff, like stuff from like Arxis, you can go from Guilty Gear to Blaze Blue. Those have very different mechanics, different kinds of characters. You might be really good at playing Air Dashers, but that might just come from your experience of playing Guilty Gear.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take what you learned from Guilty Gear and then see how that applies to the new system or environment that you're going into, right? Because I know, because I'm terrible at Guilty Gear, right? Even though I can like watch it and understand it, but I picked up Blaze Blue just for the hell of it, like just to play with friends, and I immediately got Blaze Blue. And I didn't have a lot of time in Air Dashers. There was just something about Blaze Blue that made more sense to me as a player. So if you're trying to switch from games to game, don't like understand that like that's the kind of player you are, right? Like if you came from Street Fighter, you're a Street Fighter player, right? If you start moving up to the point where you can play a bunch of different fighting games, that means that you've developed the fundamental ability across the board, not just from one game into the next. Because that's really hard to do, right? Because like if you are a Street Fighter player and then you move to something like TFH, there's a ton of movement options that you haven't been exposed to, right? Yeah. If you are a Marvel player, you might have been exposed to a lot of these movement options, but then maybe like your footsie game, which matters a lot in this game, hasn't been like incredibly developed yet, like if you are a Street Fighter player. So there's a lot to take from different kinds of fighting games, and you want to like see like what's important about why you play the way you do from game to game, and how each game functions, and then like put that into a stack of like, okay, that's a skill I have now. And then from there, like you can start, once you take like the fundamentals out of that and like you have that like in its own section of your head, you can start identifying what makes the games different. And like when you go from game to game, you'll be like, okay, that's how this game works, so I can use this skill set here, right? Or use this skill set in a different way. That's how I try to approach, because I try to switch up games a lot just to make sure that I can keep that fresh. I know, like, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I know people hear the answer of like, you'll get it after a couple of years, which I know some people don't want to hear. But it is true because you got to build up the skill. Yeah. But like in the short term, you just have to start like like cutting up those important parts and then building something out of that, like as a fighting game player, not just as a TFH player or Marvel player or whatever.
Do you suppose it's akin to learning and remembering how to play? I mean, how to do, or in this case, speak other languages?
That sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah, I think people have said that before. It's basically the same experience.
Because it comes easier to some people than others. I know a whole bunch.
It's like majority of things, to be honest.
I do know that it is a little bit harder to translate from certain games to another. Going from such a slow, measured game like Street Fighter to something like Them's Fighting Herds is a pretty jarring perspective shift.
I think playing TFH really got me like better in other games.
Like my pa always says, never underestimate the power of a kick in the head.
As for me, I just kind of started playing Skullgirls, which means I haven't left the tutorial room. But I think it's already helped a bit.
Pretty sure it has.
Yo, I'm hyped for our goddess Oleander being the tutorial person.
Oh yes, Oleander. I saw that.
That would be perfect.
I was hoping Velvet, but you know, you win some, you lose.
You win everything else. Says Velvet.
I'll tell you what I'm hoping for.
The
Oh,
turn.
sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I wonder what they're doing with the new salt mines. They're using a lot for it.
I know I'm hyped for co-op play. I'm very hyped for that.
All I ever wanted was a bunch of palm colors and some googly eyes. I will be happy with the game after that.
Oh, it'd be pretty cool if they like had some like colors and skins locked behind the salt mines.
Yeah, I noticed that in the update. Well, not really update. What's going on update?
Yeah.
Yeah, the announcement.
I think that's one thing.
Announcement. That's the word I couldn't find in my head.
One thing I find super refreshing about this game is sometimes when I just like work myself into a tilt or where I'm just kind of like exhausted, I can always just go into the salt mines for some PvE that I still get cool cosmetics and stuff from, which I really enjoy compared to other fighting games. They don't really have that.
I know, I really enjoyed that when I first started TFH. I'm like, this is very cool and interesting. I was in there for a great while. I'm like, alright, I actually need to play the game now.
Dude, I still think that the CPUs you get when you get to AH, or like the chests are 8 salt, dude, those guys are actual cheaters.
They actually are. They react to everything.
This download though.
Rematch?
I know, I saw that.
So I'm seeing a lot of what you call it. There's like a lot of tunnel vision I'm seeing when it comes
Hey! Sorry. Because mine's... No, okay.
to that tunnel vision. But yeah, there's a lot of tunnel vision when it comes to TFH. Because like, I see a lot of people take this same exact option that they chose last time. But then not have any answer afterwards. Like they'll see like an option that works, but they won't have like they won't expand on why it works or what you can do out of it if it doesn't work. So
yeah, they just stick with the same stuff.
yeah, they stick with the same stuff a lot.
Round 1.
And I always try to mix things up as much as I can with Velvet. I mean,
sometimes K9 will do a B icicle instead of an Ace icicle.
dude, the biggest mix-up. You didn't expect it. Why'd you get hit?
Sometimes he'll do shatter B's.
Oh, shatter B.
But it's actually a pretty good point for new players. I know this is something that I still struggle with. Is basically understanding why you're doing something other than just doing it, and if it doesn't work out, if the opponent does block it, knowing how to follow it up. One good example of this I can find is in the Oleander versus Arizona matchup. Something that basically got...
Oh my god. Oh Oh my
Trying to
goodness.
think of PG.
I'm gonna blow this up now. I'm gonna blow up Yippee. I'm
Round
sorry.
two.
I'm actually upset.
Please do. I would love that. I would love nothing more.
That's the PCP.
Come here.
Oh, rip you.
Chaotic
Bingo.
Spark in the chat actually brings up a pretty good point. Beginners are conditioned to one strong move because they played against someone who didn't know how to block it. And I can attest that that is why I have a pretty bad habit with Oleander's J2C Medusa head. I'm still trying to keep that habit out of me, but all of that play as a beginner and seeing it work pretty much ingrained into my head. Oh, this is a good move. You should use it. Which is not true at all.
Yeah, no. I feel like that's the same with Velvet Shatter Sea.
Likewise, but the thing about Shatter Sea is
Or
that
to see
Unreactable.
at all.
I'm actually upset now. I'm going down. I'm sorry. He's getting it.
Fight. Y'all ready for it?
But
Oh no.
one thing about understanding is like the Oleander versus Arizona matchup. Oleander has the most, as Keith puts it, linear block string pressure in the game. You go ABC and then you either end with overhead or a fireball. And Arizona with magic or meter can actually punish you every single time you end that block string. If you don't
Arizona.
cancel it, yeah, if you don't cancel with something like a 2-2C or a 2-2B teleport, if you have the magic.
Y'all ready for it?
I'm actually sorry now.
Cow, you get the horns.
I'm just seeing destruction going on.
Yeah, Yippee kind of got blown out of proportion right there.
Where to from here?
Which kind of leads back to that earlier point that Zero was talking about block strings, where you don't always want to continue them and make them unsafe. You need to understand what makes your block strings safe and what makes them unsafe. You can do it into mind games. Like I know that Keat versus Bubble Boost sets, Keat was doing some things like his block string into 2-2C to bait out the Arizona response to a potential fireball ender.
Yeah.
But that's when you get into some high-level mind game shenanigans when both players understand the options present and both players are trying to play mind games to try to catch the other person or hard read.
That's when high-level gameplay comes in play.
Yeah, trying to bait out cross canter, push block, and reversal super that beats the teleport.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's difficult trying to play that for 2 sets of 3.
I'll make you proud, Pa.
Because Boboot's a machine, and he recognizes patterns like extremely well.
Absolute machine.
Mhm.
Like my Pa always says, never underestimate the power of a
Ready?
kick in the head.
I know the first time I went against him right before the very first TMS I entered, he just wiped me like 25-0. I gave up on life after that day.
Nuh-uh.
The crazy thing, well, it's not crazy. He's a super sweet guy.
Oh
Well,
no, Bubble Beast is a great player.
Yeah, he's sweet.
Because Arizona is not so sweet though.
I thought Velvet had one of the straightforward block strings.
Velvet's block string I find interesting because there's timings where you can punish it, but if you miss your window, you will eat something like a
Yeah, that's why they stagger.
what are those ground icicles called again?
Oh, eruption.
Eruptions. That's what they are. You'll eat a staggered eruption if you don't answer properly.
Heyo.
My
Well,
mama
anything-
don't raise no fools.
I absolutely love Sonic Southern Fox's
Round 2.
Arizona neutral because he's so
Fight.
patient.
What?
I know. He's been working on it. He's been getting better.
Nice button. That's kind of hit confirmed too. That was really good.
Not a scratch.
Gotcha.
Come here.
Ooh.
Take off.
Played the CPU and they used to fall for the same combo over and over, so now I got a bad habit.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
I don't know what to tell. Yesterday I went into the Salt Mines and it was like almost the highest level and I went against an Oleander bot. And the first thing she did is jump in super.
I know. It's annoying.
And I was like, okay.
what is it?
So I jumped. And then she jumped in super a second time. I was like, okay. And then the madman did it a third time. And I lost
You're
because
kidding. You're kidding.
No, no, that's how it actually
Oh,
happened.
no.
years are ridiculous.
One wins.
Legit, if they have meter, they will burn it as soon as they have it.
Yeah.
KO.
That was a good fight. Also, did you see that low profile 2v? That was sick.
That was quite sick.
Okay, we'll have oh, he wants a rematch. Okay, somebody
Oh,
commentate
he's salty?
this. Yeah, go ahead. Like, y'all can just commentate on this. Y'all go ahead about that. Cause I'm gonna keep quiet and focus.
Okay.
Okay, Zero's in, K9's in. Is
Harmless, you want to
Yeah.
get in this?
Coming.
Oh, if you can.
I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
waiting. Yeah. Okay, everybody in.
Yeah, I'm here.
There we go. Let's go. Cause like the way I see it, Arizona keeps all the other characters honest.
For
I've been-
sure.
I've been
It's
saying
time
that
for a
since
throwdown.
like I started understanding Arizona, but
Mhm.
like nowadays I am
Coming at
completely 100% sure that she keeps all the other characters honest.
Wait, what happened? I thought it was spectating.
Fight.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know.
I put the spectate thing on.
Well, I think she keeps people honest and neutral until she gets a hit in.
ooh, okay. Some dirty
It's like,
spots
I
there.
hope you studied your Arizona resets.
Basically, that's how it is with her.
These buttons are getting hit with so much power. Oh my god.
There's a fire in him.
Wow, the disrespect on ledge.
Legendary up back?
Is that song?
That song hacker?
Is that song? That's all he does, and I keep telling him like, no.
Not a skirt down.
He did it again.
Oh,
did
he
it
lassoed.
twice.
Probably.
Oh, that was a pretty cool magic dash.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
you
it.
blocked 6B. How did you do that?
because it's
God.
not Velvet 6. It's not Velvet's overhead.
DJ Lab says so. If he
Round
owns
two.
Skurgos, he gets free cosmetics. You get some stuff for owning Second Encore and Blaze Central Friction.
Nuh-uh.
Ooh.
Gotcha.
No, my boy Foxy block.
Hurt y'all in for a trick.
Don't super.
He's coming after you.
I love the stuff. I love the stuff you do with Arizona. Because it's very different from what I see from most Arizonas. Except for the
Dude,
I'm
man,
seeing.
that's okay, yeah.
Here, I'll get you.
Tried to mind game.
Y'all are in for a
Wait, you can tech out of counter?
Yeah,
That
it's-
seems
Yeah.
that's weird.
It's really sus right now because I don't think you should be
Yeah.
able to, but since it's
Yeah.
starting to
Definitely
hit,
should
you
it.
can.
Yo, that's whack.
Yeah, it's really
That's
whack, and I love it.
Yo, I want the salty. I want the salty run back here.
Somebody
Let's
want-
go.
Okay. Oh, it's Amaron. Let's go. Okay, fine.
All right, ready? Do you guys want me to or not?
Yeah,
Or
come in, Monty.
should I-
Yeah, absolutely.
Harmless, yeah, come on.
Okay, okay.
You got that
Oh, if you don't
inclusion.
Don't play Velvet, por favor.
play Velvet,
You can do it. It's still one of the matchups I struggle with like really good Velvets. K9.
It's because Velvet owns all the momentum until Oleander gets a hit.
yep.
That's why. That's because it's really difficult.
Honored mother,
Once you get a
give
hit in,
me
it's
strength.
kind of your game.
Honored
Yeah.
father,
Like
give
once you
me
get
courage.
like the way Velvet versus Oleander matches go is Velvet controls the entire screen until Oleander has Fred.
Mhm.
That's how it goes.
I agree with that.
I see you picking Oleander stage.
Best stage in the game.
It is.
Let's make
Oh,
it
don't do
overrated.
this to me, kid. Don't
Okay,
do
in the
this to
verdant
me.
corner we have Amaron, and in the other verdant corner we have MPK playing TF. Whoa.
Yeah, no.
Okay. And starting into a combo. Oh, what's the last one? Oh, Amaron's in the corner. Let's figure out how this is gonna go. There's a momentary stare down.
Got her dash was under fireball.
Oh! Thrown into volcanic ash. Alright. And Tian was like, no, thank you. Get out of my face. Oh, and I see that red light slowly creeping back up. Or maybe that was a glitch, I don't know. It wasn't actually creeping back up. I thought it was supposed to. Okay, okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna read a
what a
book.
6A.
What does it say?
What a 6A, folks.
Oh, that was disgusting. I hate that.
Everyone's like, knock, knock. Floating a little bit. Not a little too far, so we gotta get back in there. Oleander's got the space she needs to read. Oh, even read, but Tina kind of doesn't take kindly to that right now, and Smoldering Kick just might finish this round, and
Do not let
it's
defeat be the end.
God. All of her
I want my-
buttons do work, and I hate it.
I know.
Fight.
Jen needs to be toned down.
this
Like,
just in. Amaron's buttons do indeed work.
That whiff? Oh,
it did.
I can't play against Tina unless it's 5 delay, okay?
What do you mean? That's when you always lose.
Oh, that was a really bad time to read.
You clearly haven't played Ark enough.
Theoretically, there is no bad time to read, but that was kind of a bad time to read.
Wait, what is that?
Get out of the air.
Another grab.
Oh my god.
Amaron's being pressured like some stew in a pressure cooker.
Just gotta fall for this.
Is
God
it
damn
gonna
it, you did it.
No.
It exploded, but not in the way you would think.
Probably shouldn't say he's gonna fall for this before you do the setup.
He's gonna fall.
That might not be the best idea. Oh, but a combo comes in. Do we see Fred? Hello, Fred. It's great to see you again. Are we gonna teleport? No, double read. We got a ring like Spike. I mean, whoops. We got a dark shadow
Nice
Spike,
fight.
I guess. Alright, that's what you call it, I suppose.
Also, we have a super
Oh,
good
he's
question in
blocking.
the chat, but I'll wait.
He's blocking. 2 more seconds of Fred.
Oh man.
Oh, no ping pong today.
Oh, that might be it. Oh, never
Yeah.
mind. They got the
Oh, that's not
combos.
gonna be it. Never give up. Never
J2C!
give up.
No, it wasn't
J2C. And he starts out with J2C going into another combo.
Ah,
That's
no!
super
no,
weird.
no,
Just
what
where
are
it's
you
going up.
doing?
He's gonna- Why are you reading? But that's okay.
Oh my
It
god,
turns out that's
scared.
okay. Just a
Just
little
chip
more.
out.
Just a little more. Just a chip out. Chip out. Read
That's
your
great.
game.
Did
Oh,
it
Magic
finish
Pixel finishes it.
That J8
Well done, both of you. That was quite the enthralling match.
Yeah, it's. Oh my god, I hate.
Where
Okay,
to
so
from here?
I think Rich says, asked a question in chat. He says, everyone complains about Tina. What adjustments do you recommend?
Well then, let
Damn
me
it,
just
nerd.
pull up the list.
Oh boy.
Let me just pull up the booklet.
For-
Let's go. Let's go just top to bottom. Really, go ahead, Amaron.
The main thing that I think Tina has a problem with is her overhead potential more than anything. Her cross up and overhead potential, especially with flip, because basically every single time she has you in a block string, every single time she is going to have magic to perform the. What is it? 4D into J8? Is that what the overhead
It's
is?
40 into JA or JB.
JC, and it's just really fast. So unless you kind of like have a lockdown that okay, she's gonna do it now and preemptively block, it's pretty much unreactable in my opinion. I could be wrong, but
5 delay.
and the problem with Tianho is she basically needs like 3 hits on you, 3 combo confirms to kill you. And it's really easy for her to get those if you mess up your push blocks or if you get hit with that overhead, because it just opens you up to so much damage. That's just my opinion on the matter.
Okay, you got anything, K9?
I think she needs a damage nerf in all honesty, because getting killed in like 2-3 hits, like, no, I don't really agree with that in all honesty. I think that flight cancels like shouldn't be as free as they are, because she gets a lot of pressure and you're basically playing the whole game from the corner. Sometimes, depending.
All right, that all?
Yeah.
Okay, you got anything harmless?
I like her. She's nice.
She's nice. Very sweet.
I respect that.
But I guess yeah, the 2-3 touches. I think depending on the matchup, every character has to work well hard, but sometimes harder than others, which is why I guess Arizona Tianho matchups are kind of difficult, because or even
boy.
Palm Tianho. Because personally, I have to like get in like 6 or 7 times, and she has to get in like 3, maybe 2 if it's Suna, who is pretty cool. Okay, damage nurse, TLDR.
Okay. You got anything, Zero? I'll save mine for last.
I don't want to say a lot, not just because I talk a lot, but also because I kind of only know this matchup from like I play Arc a lot, and like that's about it. Um, I just don't like that all of her buttons are really good, right? Like, and I know Main Six kind of already knows that because we had to do something about Jump Light, and now people still feel like we kind of have to do something about Jump Light.
Mm.
I just feel like there's a lot of situations where she should like I don't want to talk about damage because then I have to talk about like everyone's damage, but there's situations for her where like I just feel like I'm getting outpoked by a character who's not built for that, right? And I feel like everyone kind of has to deal with that. I can't say too much because I just focus on like Airy versus other people. But I don't know, like there are situations where like I'm round start position, right? And she has this anime round start ability to like cover a lot of what I want to do. And I have to give up space or let her rock like immediately. And it's just because of her buttons, right? Like, yeah, her damage is really good. Yeah, she has like her magic options. But the thing I'm most worried about at the start of the match is like, are they gonna 5B or are they gonna like IAD jump C, right? And I have to do something about both of those moves because they're gonna cover a lot of my aggressive options, and I can't just sit there against them. So for me personally, her hitboxes maybe I don't know do something to them, but I can't really say too much beyond that.
All right. I outlined a lot of things before in the TFH chat about Tina's like mix-up potential. That's been since before she had the JA nerf and some other things with her 40 and flips and stuff. But uh, I don't agree with flip being a cross-up going through characters' bodies like that, just because of how she's able to get like a four-way mix-up off of just hitting 4D, regardless of how close she is. Because like I fully agree that she needs a mix, like she can have a mix-up using 4D stuff. Like I fully agree that she can have that, but I don't agree that she can have that plus the cross-up, that plus the magic regen for it to just be able to do it over and over and over and over again, just because she has the ability to do like the pressure off of fly as well as doing like the 4D cross up stuff. But I got some conniptions with 2B, just 2B itself, because I'm fine with like 5B, I'm fine with like most of her stuff, but I don't agree that 2B itself should be a low poke that also anti-airs. Like I think that's where all of the button issues Zero might be having coming from, because like 5B by itself it's fine after the nerf it took, because before it was -1 on standing opponents and +1 on crouchers, but now that it's -4 that's completely fine, because she has to either let it rock and then let you go, or continue her string, which is pretty much fine now because her buttons after that aren't as scary. But doing like 2B at all is like a fantastic button, because it's one, it stops jump back, it stops any like option to like backdash up back or up back at all. If you land into it, it's a low, now you're like in the 2B 4D flip mix up. And if you try to like come down with the button, if they hit 2B at all, you just got anti-aired and now you're eating 2K. So I don't agree that that button should be as good as it should be. Like I'm okay with like her having like a bunch of anti-airs, because 6A is really slow, 5B is really good, but she should not be able to do a low button that also anti-airs. But I honestly think that all the characters should have like a damage nerf, because Oleander, Tina, Velvet get like insane damage just for doing like regular B&Bs. Like
yeah.
I honestly consider Arcanel's like bread and butter combo to be the combo for Tina right now, because that's all I've ever seen. That's all I see. That combo. Like Kyle, I can't remember his last part of his name. He has his own combo for Tina that's like does more damage, but Jesus Christ, that's all I ever see. I only see like a 2K combo from Tina or the 75% combo. One of those two. And I think that needs to change, just because of how long it is and how much damage it does, and how easy it is to convert into that type of damage, because Tina has the easiest confirms in the game.
Yes.
I'm not actually sure if Paprika in particular needs a nerf or a buff.
She needs
I honestly don't know.
A meter gain nerf. That's much it. She needs a buff in other areas, but she needs a nerf for meter gain, because she should not be able to get 1 meter off of that.
For one combo.
honestly, I wouldn't mind her having that combo, like that 1 meter combo, if she didn't get the 4-way mix up after super.
Yes, that's what really irks me.
You might you want to reword that, Rich? What's it? So any of you guys who just spoke Tina? Okay, anyone here a Tina main? Because I don't think so. I don't think anyone's here is a Tina main. I know that
Suna is, and Rachel, they're both fighting. I think even Danger Fang mains.
like in chat, in the voice chat, no, there's no
Voice
Tina
chat.
mains,
Ooh,
but
yeah,
in the
okay.
game, yeah, I think.
Sorry. I'm sorry. You guys.
You're close, close.
No cigar.
Is anyone
guys
else
suck.
here?
MPK like came up to us and was like, "Are you a Tina main?" No. Okay, you're
Okay,
you're
good.
talking today.
Okay, you're
So-
good. I can play you.
Do you think? Sorry.
I want to see if anyone here can like bring in like Rachel or someone to talk about Tina, because like I want like that unbiased opinion, but I want the biased opinion too, because I play everyone anyway, so I can just talk about whatever character. People would like recognize me as a Oleander main, but you see me like you haven't seen me pull out Oleander this entire stream. So
I haven't seen your
bad.
Oleander in a while.
yeah, I haven't played Oleander in a long while. Is Rachel available? Just to... Okay,
I contacted him in voice chat.
okay. I just ignore Tina now.
You heard it here first. The
Fuck,
Tina
you know
mains
what?
have abandoned Tina.
just
I was actually
ignore
wondering
Tina
now.
Wow. Okay. Let's. What do you guys think about Oleander anyway?
I think she's fine the way she is right now.
Good player. I mean, good character. Worst story.
Yeah,
That hurts.
Okay, I'm sorry. I mean,
think
we
she
see
got-
Cambo. She actually grew as a person. Palm was pushed into an unfamiliar situation. Arizona's proven herself. Oleander has a book.
She got the book.
It's an evil
Cool book.
got the reads.
So I like the only thing Oleander needs right now is the damage nerf, because like she if you get hit by Oleander, you just feel bad.
Are you talking about like combos that like I wasn't doing that do a lot of damage, or just
Yeah.
do you mean the potential of damage from like a C hit?
Pretty much, like the damage potential is extremely high in this game, but like characters like Oleander, Velvet, and Tina just get damaged like just for
Like
doing
crazy.
just for any hit, because going into like a B&B and then into super, it automatically does like 2.3k.
Yeah, I'd like that to be.
I
true.
got you.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of being able to just 45% just because I have one bar.
I like more neutral going on.
Yeah, I
But
like
no.
being able to play the game and like being able to dish out 3 near 4k with Oleander in the corner just because I kept 3 magic. And
Yeah.
since I'm playing Oleander anyway, I get 3 bars like round 1 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you just eating 4k from that just doesn't feel right.
I'm not learning the right BMBs then.
Honestly, I think level 2s are really strong right now just because you can get to that 4k. And I think Palms is the only level 2 that feels correct, because she's actually the only character in the game where you do level 2 and that's it for your combo.
Yep.
She actually gets the utility from her level 2. She doesn't get damage plus utility.
But you can continue her combo from level 1, so I guess that's fair.
I mean, you can just chain level 1 over and over again, which is, I think, strong anyway, and I don't think she needs that.
I wonder if it would be better, for example, for Fred to just hard knockdown or soft knockdown the opponent instead of giving them a wall splat to continue damage.
I wouldn't mind that. Like, if Fred did like a wall splat or a full screen hard knockdown, then
You
it
just
would be-
read.
yeah, you just read, or yeah, that's pretty much it. You just get read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, instead of continuing like fireballs into like another super with more damage.
Like, or if you have 1 meter, you can just teleport in and then just do a B&B, which does like 2k, and then you get the Oki from that, the meaty Oki.
Actually, a quick question concerning Oleander after Fred. What determines if the character... because sometimes I catch a character after Fred wall splats them, but they're hard knockdown doesn't reset, like their ground bounce doesn't reset, and sometimes it does. What governs?
Wall splat and ground bounce are separate. So if you did like J2C Medusa Head, you spent 1 ground bounce, but the only thing that like the move itself doesn't take away the wall splat or ground bounce. It's when they touch the wall or the ground. So if you do like J2C in the air and they fall into a page, you still retain your ground bounce.
I gotcha. So if you do a ground bounce before you summon Fred and he wall splats them, they still don't have a ground bounce. It doesn't reset.
Correct.
Okay. I was under the impression it'd reset for some reason.
Danger Fane says, "What about Velvet? What about her?"
Oh, what about Velvet?
Her story's pretty good. It was
Yeah.
engaging.
Great story.
Was it really a story about Velvet so much as that one contester or fighter?
Oh, Blitzen? Probably.
Whatever his
Kind of
name
looking
was.
forward to it, honestly, because I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. But yeah, Velvet's scary.
I don't think she is.
Velvet is absolutely not scary.
That is a shout out to a friend of mine.
Okay, we're gonna have one more match and then we're gonna end the stream on that. So go ahead, guys, if you have any other questions, concerns, or ideas or anything like that.
Why do you like the character you main?
Is that for everyone or for me?
For everyone? Okay.
I mean, you kind of like have everyone.
Do not underestimate
I
the
can get
good
the
that
hard
dark magic can
reads.
do.
Oh, stop.
girl.
Same.
I play Velvet
Sorry,
because
that was
she's
my-
cute.
Of course.
That's about it.
Round 1.
And plus, she's like kind of like Duck Hunt, so I'm like, okay, sure.
Like, I'd love to give you a full detailed breakdown of why I like to play Arizona.
Oh, please do.
I wish I could, because it's really just, I saw the character, I was just like, oh, she can stomp and has short hops. That's for me, right? And then there was this, and then they were like, she's got a lasso too. You can pull people in, you get a free combo. And I'm like, oh, well then, why would I play anyone else? Like,
I see.
like Tina's in the game. Like, I feel like, okay, so there's like characters in this game that I would definitely like consider, right? If Arizona wasn't in the game. Like Tina is just like, okay, yeah, I don't like flight characters, but okay, yeah, Tina's got like super cool mix-ups that she's gonna keep, like no matter how she gets nerfed along the way. But another thing that I like about Arizona, right? Like once I actually start playing the character, it's just her movement.
Oh, I see.
I'd rather have the run in this game. 'Cause we were kind of talking about it earlier, about how people are kind of just like doing the right options, but like not really making the most of it. This game really makes you think about like how you use every like option that you have. And I don't like regular dashes in this game. Like I can't use that because I feel super limited. I would rather have a character that has the run and has the options that I like with Arizona, than play characters with normal dashes in this game, because the kind of movement that I'm looking for is not there with step dashes. Like I feel like I'm not going anywhere with these characters, and I'm not just gonna air dash all day with like Tion. So I play Arizona because she's got dumb mix-ups, her neutral's dumb too, and she's got a run. That's it. Oh, and she's got a she's just dumb, right? Like when she's like, she's super honest, until you realize that she can just dash up jab you if you respect her, and that's not what you want, because now I'm gonna like hit you with like what, how many I'm gonna hit you with like 3 overheads, 7 lows, so now you have to start moving, and that's what she wants, right? And I like having the run because now I can keep up with your movement. Like no matter where you go, despite the fact that I don't have a real fireball and I have one of the wackest air games, you can't go anywhere. I'm always gonna catch you, so that's why I like playing that character.
That I didn't block face.
Then you gotta guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of guys.
Really
Just no
good block,
match for
by the
me.
way. That cross under, that was really good.
That leaves me in MPK, but MPK's in a fight.
Final round.
Thoughts?
Fight!
I guess I'll
mean-
start. So,
Okay, go
you
ahead.
said you were gonna continue?
Oh, I was just gonna say for Key,
Really?
he can play the whole roster, so it's probably not his answer, but he just really likes this game, and he also just wants to figure out how to like style on everybody, every character. That's probably not his real answer, but he wouldn't deny that. I feel like he can't hear. I don't know if you can hear me right now because he's focusing on this stuff. But yeah, go ahead.
That's all. Well, as for me,
That's pretty good, by the way.
I was like in love with Palm from the very beginning. Like just her design, her story. I'm like, in everything she did, I'm like, wait, that sounds just like me. Some people have actually told me I'm Palm, and that could be good or bad. Sometimes it's usually bad, but
Dogs bully you?
no, I hang out with a lot of dogs. But when I saw the stream and how she played, I'm like, wait, all these dogs you have to control? How the heck is it? That's impossible. How does anybody do that? I guess.
Mother of 5.
Yeah, like.
Woke up pressing buttons.
Yeah, boy.
It worked.
So yeah,
Oh my God.
once I
Okay.
started, I never looked back.
Player 2 wins.
Pretty good.
Honestly, I kind of settled on Oleander just
from here,
because
hey-o.
how we were talking earlier, coming from other fighting games, Oleander was the most similar feeling for me from games like Melty Blood, you know, with the double jumps and the stuff like that.
Understood. I used to be other book horse
Uh,
myself.
how do I explain this? Zero explained it pretty well, like for like half of it. But
I don't want to hurt you, but you leave.
You can't style with Velvet.
for the record, you can. After it's
I,
half,
you
but-
can. I can. You,
Lost.
Yeah, I got
Overhead
it.
was weird.
But
Dude, I've been.
you actually did it again. That's right.
No,
stop
being-
pressing buttons.
Styling isn't the essence of Velvet's character. Being stylish is a completely different thing. Key just wants to be rude. That's different. And maybe Velvet does want to be rude, but it's a different kind of rude. Like one's personal and one's making a statement for the world.
Yeah.
Logical
I want to
outcome,
be
really.
as rude as possible. I want to be
Yeah,
the
it's
biggest
humble
bully
win.
on the planet. Like I want to see, I want to your like, children to be like upset that you got hit that bad.
Yeah,
Darkness.
that's the difference. Any change? I don't know if you guys want to talk about changes you make to your characters. I actually don't because I've been talking about Arizona too much for like the past month. There's not. Oh, actually, I probably wouldn't want to talk about changes anyway because I'm getting to the point, and I think Pete's getting there too, where I'm starting to understand a little bit better, like how I'm supposed to be playing Arizona against most of the cast. Like the explanation that I just gave for like why I'm playing her. I don't think I've been making enough good use of that. That's probably just because my matchup knowledge is not as good as it should be. But she can blow up a lot of people. And again, I don't want to talk about damage because damage is just, it's not really related to the characters right now. It's kind of just like how should this game play? How fast should people die? But for Arizona, I think she's pretty solid. The only thing I don't like, which I've really talked to them about, is her 6A hitbox is a little too shallow with characters. And I would want that changed. Otherwise, and another change that I would like, I don't know if it's gonna happen because it's really small, is make her jump B hitbox hit just slightly more downwards. Because if you try to go for like a short hop jump B, that whips really easily on crouchers. But that's it. Yes, it's just like hitbox changes for me. I don't know what anyone else wants with characters. Again, I only focus on Harry.
Like the character I started with was Arizona, and I didn't really
Where to
understand how to
from
play the
here?
game at that time, so I just pretty much stuck with her to
look
to
alive.
get a feel of the game. I didn't start understanding the game until I started
Round
playing
one.
Oleander full time,
Fight.
and then I got like how neutral works and things like that. Wow, you press buttons.
Oh, dude.
And you just press the most buttons, and it's really annoying.
Got it. Got it.
But Oleander is just giving you like the most opportunities to do things. Buttons, like.
Where's the meaty?
Why I don't like playing Oleander most of the time now is because she's so linear that she can't do much when she's on screen now.
I mean, same with Velvet can.
What are you doing?
I thought it would catch you.
Not yet.
Wow, man.
missed punish. The missed punish. Okay. You got me.
Got it.
No bully, please.
Think fast.
Oh yeah, Velvet super damage should be triggered.
Let me read.
Give it up already. KO.
Let me read. I blocked it, damn it.
Yeah,
You're
you
dumb.
did.
You lost, and you're dumb.
Like the amount of effort I have to put in to be a good Oleander is
Oh,
really,
God.
is
Sorry,
really
I'm-
annoying. Because I don't want to do
Someone
that.
Got it.
Someone
Again.
wants me to try for accent.
Because I have to work so hard to get confirmed.
I kind of enjoyed that. Ah, you got me. I was trying to push block. Nice.
I can't.
Hold on.
Get off me!
Like, I can tell when someone's like
Punching
I
Mr.
thought you were going
Jelly.
up for a throw.
fighting games is if they hit jab and not throw attacks.
I did not mean to just call you someone.
I've seen that run up and throw from double boots too much. So not falling for it.
Well, I tried.
Valiant.
I need more power.
No, no, Fred. I was not the time to disappear.
You were gonna hold up back to you. Like, I remember that from your melty days. All you did was hold up back.
Yo, dude, up back is where it's at. Shout out Song Hacker.
Yeah, that was the song.
Got it. Are you really still trying to?
That's what you get. God, it's the most annoying.
You never had a chance.
Like, it's super
one
duper annoying playing
wins.
other
Where
Oleanders
to
because
from
they
here?
go into like the most tunnel vision.
I am trying to work on improving in that regard. I'm just not really sure how to go about it at the moment.
Like, Oleander's buttons are really
Round
good,
one.
but she's really straightforward with what she does afterwards.
Down.
Velvet's gold block.
I could have punished that.
I wanted the magic dash.
Got it.
Your leader.
Ouch.
Come here, boy!
Oh.
You
I
gotta
forgot how
stop
potent
doing that.
Arizona
You gotta
6A is.
stop backing.
Alright. I'll stay in the corner like a good person and take it.
I told you, stop!
These are a few of
Like,
my
it gets on my nerves how some people play.
Oh no, the stream, Chad.
fight.
Nobody
Song
requested a
Hacker's here.
push.
Is song here?
That's so sad.
He's here in our hearts.
Nope.
Ah,
Gotcha.
cross up.
No bully, please. Please, no bully. No!
Continue bully, please.
Come here, boy.
Ah, I could have punished that.
Where's the blocks? I don't know.
Come here.
You told me not to up back. I'm trying not to up back.
Like, how do I block?
Y'all in for a
Like,
My mama don't raise
I know
no
when I say
fools.
things like that, I'm being really vague.
Arizona
but
wins.
I easily recognize patterns. So if I see you up backing a
Where
lot,
to from
I'll go
here?
for a lot more lows. If I see you backdashing a lot, I'll go for a
Like
lot
my
more
pa always
like
says,
long range
put 'em
buttons and
up.
things like that. Like I'll
Round
adapt to
one.
what you're doing. So if you're
Fight. Teleport.
To be honest, one of the main reasons I know I fall back into up backing against Arizona is just the threat of
Take off.
her 6B. Since I'm still not really good at blocking that.
I'll take that trade, I don't care.
I missed the confirm. Damn.
I want to enjoy the bullying more, but I'm gonna go eat some dinner.
I didn't get super.
So it was nice talking to you guys, but
Yeah, nice stuff.
yeah, I'm a dip for now.
Yeah, see you, dude.
Ah,
See, that was a trip guard.
yeah.
Logical outcome, really.
And I can tell you're hitting buttons.
I can tell.
I can tell. I can absolutely tell because people do panic buttons a lot. Come here, boy.
That was far enough?
Yes.
Oh my god. Ah, 6V.
That safe jump was sexy.
I'll have to use that in my commentary next time.
That's please no. Copyrighted.
Why do you bully me so much? Wow.
Oh no.
My dude doesn't let me breathe.
My dude doesn't let me breathe.
Oh my
Final
goodness.
round.
You okay there?
Fight.
I think he's kind of hurt.
I usually get hit by my missile because I'm trying to counter it, like super or something.
Oh no no. Dude, Fred messing up. Calculated. Ah, Fred, come on!
Rodeo. My mama don't raise no
I
fools.
love it. I love it so much.
Arizona wins.
All right, I think
Love
that's
you
enough
guys,
for
dude.
today.
Yeah.
That was I needed to end it with a bully.
Rematch?
But thank you all for coming out. Thanks to Zero. He said a lot of information that was really useful. Thank you, Mostly Harmless, for coming out. You did great on that commentary. Thank you, K9, for the Velvet play and the Velvet shenanigans. Thank you, Amron, for the Oleander. You guys are great. We're going to go ahead and end the stream on that note. Be sure, everyone on the chat and watching the stream, to check out the Young Lions Fighting Fanatics stream coming up next week. It's going to be on Saturday at 6 p.m. Song Hacker is going to be in charge of that with some other people. Be sure to join up and have some fun being learning the ropes and all that. Fighting Fanatics Asia is going to be coming up soon too. I think it's going to be next
Next
2
Sunday?
weeks. I'm not sure.
Oh.
It's coming in sometime. I can't remember. Rich is going to beat me over the head with a stick for that. But
Gotcha.
we'll post when the Fighting Fanatics Asia stream is coming up. Remember that there's no Magic Series tournament this month. We are taking a break. You guys are exhausting us. I am actually going to be out the weekend of the 21st as well. So Song Hacker may be in charge of that stream. You guys will find out soon. Thank you all for coming out to this super duper casual commentary stream. It was really fun actually speaking out loud with some folks, just getting some people in the voice chat. It's really lonely being the only commentator sometimes. So thank you guys for coming out.
Yep.
We got it.
Yeah, it has
We
been
got you.
It has been an honor.
fantastic. Yeah, thank you so much for coming out and speaking on stream. Hopefully we get some more super duper casual streams going on soon, so we get some more people in here. I'd like to have Southern Fox, Raysol, Yiffy Shinrihu, and some other people in here too, because they can definitely bring in some color commentary and some new insights on the game and ideas and things like that. On that note, I don't have anything else for you guys. Be sure to check out the Magic Series coming up next month, not next month, and check your rankings on the Fighting Fanatics Discord, the document for that. Be sure to check out the unofficial TFH Discord as well. They got a lot of information and a lot of people there. If you want to play some games with some TFH, be sure to check out the Fighting Fanatics Discord. We are open to pretty much everyone. If you like TFH, if you don't like TFH for some reason, just join up and have some fun with us there. That should be about it. I'll go ahead and let you guys go. It has been real. Thank you so much for coming out. Peace.